20-foot cargo containers can handle about 5.8 meter long items, or 19 feet, and about 6.9 feet or 2.1 meter width. So it's important to know that if you're designing things, because if you're going to bulk order steel, they're going to be 19-foot lengths. So the 19 feet is optimal. If you design something, your hoops, your cross members should be 19 or something divisible into 19 to optimize your material. One thing about polycarbonate, the flat stuff, it's preferential. It's actually good if you use square tubing. I don't think it's mandatory, but it would be beneficial to do that. This is 4-layer polycarbonate. It's 8 millimeter. You're recommended to use a silicone caulking that's neutral, so it won't impact the clarity or the strength of polycarbonate over time. You need to use heavy-duty screws and washers. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos where they just use roofing screws. It won't hold up in high wind, and it stresses the material in the local region that produces stress cracks. You're going to go through about 50 of these screws and washer combos per panel, and each panel is 19 feet by 6.9 feet wide. For your seams, there's a couple options. One's H-channel. And this stuff, I had this stuff outside. It got a little dirty. That's why it's a little dusty, but it's good. H-channel is a nightmare to put on. This is a 2-part solution. The blue part goes on top. You just take them off with some pliers. But you can see there's a male and a female fitting. You screw the female fitting down, and then put your butt joints against the that female section, and then you put the top on it. It kind of snaps into place. If you want some edge trim, this is aluminum edge trim for 6 or 8 millimeter material. This is a polycarbonate edge trim. The polycarbonate is a nightmare to put on. I really recommend using the aluminum J-channel for the edge. I also recommend, after you peel this off, you'd be able to see that there's a nice profile with 4 layers, giving 3 pockets of air. Here's an example of a 2-layer 4 millimeter, but you can see that there's 2 layers in a single pocket. This would be basically this would correspond to Harbor Freight quality greenhouses, and it works great. Gives good clarity. About 80% of the light comes through that, whereas only about 71% comes through the 4-layer. So if you're in a place like Portland or Seattle, you probably want to use the 2-layer material for better light diffusion. If you're in a cold climate that's sunny, you'll definitely want to use the 8 millimeter 4-layer material. So just keep that in mind. 19 feet, 6.9 feet, and make sure you use special screws and washers. And that way you can minimize your waste and maximize your longevity. Anyway, thanks. Have a good one.